everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Long Haul Show. Currently we are here just southwest of Omaha, Nebraska. We are currently heading to Lincoln, Nebraska. We got a delivery to make out there to Costco out there, so so today is also Tuesday morning, so I should be going home tomorrow, which is going to be nice, and then you guys will finally get to see this video. Sorry, I'm just doing a seat adjustment here. Alright. So yeah, we're about 40 minutes away, so we're not that far out from Lincoln here. It's about a 7-hour drive from the warehouse, so it's quite a journey, but it definitely ain't the longest I've done. Bismarck has that title at over 9 hours. Ugh. But yeah, so we're gonna get back on the interstate here. I just pulled over to get you guys set up on my head, so we will be checking in. Probably we'll get closer, so just stay tuned and we'll be back. Alright, we have successfully made it here to Lincoln. We got about 4 miles till we get off of I-80 here, and then about another 10 miles or so of zigzagging through Surface Street, so it's going to be pretty interesting. It's been a hot minute since I've been here, so I don't quite remember how to get into this store, so I guess we're going to learn together. But one thing we're going to talk about while we continue our commute to the exit here is this world has a lot of hate in it, and I've honestly noticed that over the past few months, and you know, I want everybody out here who's watching this to be the reason somebody smiles today. You know, like, go out, do a kind thing, hold a door, offer to buy a stranger a meal, like, do anything you can to try to give a little bit of happiness in someone's life, because who knows, you never know what that person could be going through. They could be going through the worst day on earth, you know, like getting the most devastating news ever, and you could be a beacon of hope in a shadow of darkness. So, like, you know, just go out there and be kind to one another. There's too much hate in this world, so why add to it? So, you know, that's kind of the message of the day here from me. You know, a lot of people know me. I'm a pretty positive person. You know, I tend to be the cheerful one in the bunch. You know, like, cause like the world's just too cold. You know, politics and everything else kind of cloud up everybody's judgment, and it's just not a good thing. You know, so, you know, kind of a soapbox moment here, but you know, just be the reason somebody smiles. You know, like, you don't have to go out and, you know, like everybody, but like at least have basic respect for people. You know, like, you can't put yourself in their position and try to understand their situation, you know? But, I don't know. That's all I got. I mean, we got about a mile and a half till our exit, so, you know, it's just one of those things. There's too much hate in this world. Why not be a light in that shadow of darkness? That's gonna be that's the message of the day. So, love everybody. You know, who cares if you're black, white, you know, like gay, straight, who cares? At the end of the day, we all bleed red. So, you know, coming in a little hot here. Oops. What the hell was that? Oh, my CB radio falling, or my CB mic falling over like it always does. Oh, man. It's been a pretty long night. I've been battling an illness. I think I got me about a food poisoning, so kind of battling that. Hopefully I can convince my boss to let me go home after this load, because it'd be about 6.5 hours back to where I came from, and then at least another 3 to deliver, plus whatever time I got after that, you know. So, like, you know, I'm hoping that I can maybe convince him to let me go home after this, because I'd pass right through where I live on the way back up north anyway. I'd like to go get checked out. But that's a story for a different day. Who really cares about that? But you know. So a couple people have asked me why I'm starting this vlog adventure, because you know I was inspired by a couple of other vloggers who drive trucks as well. You know, and honestly, it seems like a lot of fun to do. I mean, I can kind of bring people along, kind of give people a glimpse into the life of truck driving in general, and maybe be the reason that someone maybe chases that desire of being a truck driver. I know it was my dream job when I was growing up. Who knows, it could be someone else's too, and then they'll see that, then you'll be watching this, and be like, oh, I could definitely do it. You know, because you know, I'm here living the dream, and I don't regret it one bit, even though some days this job does suck, but, you know, that's besides the point. So we got 5.5 miles till we are turning off of this road. I'll go ahead and check back in when we get a little closer. We're getting close to the store here. We're about 5 minutes away. So, getting off the highway here. And is this not a left turn lane? Yes, this is. Okay. Just confused. The construction kind of threw me off a bit. Oh, that's the left turn lane right there. My lord. I need new brakes. Oh, Lord. Okay. Well. Any day now, this light can change. Must be on timers. That'd be my guess. Shut up. It's one thing I hate about this truck is that it likes to detect barrels and other inanimate objects that pose no threat to me if I get too close to them. That's what that beeping tone was, in case you guys were wondering. Looks like we're going to be making the right at the light up here. Light's going to cycle again? Jeez. This light cycles like every 20 seconds, it feels like almost. so we're just gonna sit here for a minute, I guess, till this light decides it actually wants to cycle. Very tight quarters going through this area. That's what I do remember. So I turned from the outermost lane, even though I'm technically not supposed to do that. It's the only way I'm able to make sure that I can make some of these corners, though, because they're wicked. Need to get me a GoPro for the right side camera, or for the right side, kind of show off the wide turns, you know. I think that'd be kind of a cool idea. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that before. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. I'm going to have to edit this. That was bullshit. Camera died right as I made it here, so. Alright, we got our door. We made it to the Costco. They're going to have us back into door number 2. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Parking lot's pretty tight from what I remember, so we have to be smart with our space. Here's the 5 o'clock guy right here. Parking lot. Yeah, that looks pretty okay. Give her a quick toot because we're in reverse. It is unfortunately a live unload tonight, so we're going to be here for a little bit, but hopefully they won't be long once I do get docked. A couple different things are going to depend on where I end up tonight. I need to cut it more to the right. Normally I would wear the hat walking out of the truck to slide tandems for an example, but not when there's employees in the parking lot. Just let's bumper. Alright, we're in. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and chock my wheels and head inside and get unloaded. I'll check back in when we're done. Alright folks, we got the green lights. We're going to go bounce on out of here. Alright. Let's get the fuck up out of here. Yeah, we'll do paperwork when we get pulled around the back. Alright, we're done for the day. We're gonna go and just park behind their building here. I don't feel like going with the storms and whatnot that's rolling into here. I don't feel like really dealing with them, so hold on, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and stop and slide tandems real quick. So y'all get to see that process real quick. Fucking raining too. Oh shit. Really need to get a waterproof case for this thing. Okay. The beeping's just because I don't have my seatbelt on. Okay. left on the clock. I don't think it's worth trying to go find a truck stop, especially with the storms we got in the area. I'm better off just parking up behind their building and getting a fresh start at it in the daytime. Even though a nice hot breakfast would be really nice right about now. But you know what? It's alright. Hold on. I need to stick my head out the window to make sure I make this corner. Tight one like it always is. Alright. Then stop right here. Alright. When I figure out a place to park, I shall be right back. Alright, we are about 3 minutes from our stopping point for this run. Heading up to the Flying J here in Malia, Nebraska. It's over near Gretna. Never been to this Flying J, so we're gonna go ahead and go check it out and go get us some brekkie. Yeah, we got 1 mile till the exit. Beautiful sunrise this morning, as y'all can probably see. It is very gorgeous. I love it when, this is what I like about working overnights, is the sunrises are normally pretty nice. Looks like we're stopping at the perfect time too. The winds are starting to pick up. It's supposed to be pretty windy today. They're calling for like 30-mile-an-hour gusts across most of the Midwest. It's the cold front that triggered those storms overnight. That basically, it's going to be a very windy day today, so we're going to see how that'll play in tonight. I don't think it's going to play in very well. I think we're going to have major issues, but we'll find out. Yeah, we're near Gretna. That's what it looks like. You just see the wildfire smoke. I'm not sure how well it's coming up on camera, but the smoke is absolutely ridiculous. So you probably can see it there. Looking for the truck entrance. Here's the Flying J right here. I see the fuel island, which means it is right here. Oh man. One bumpy ass ride. That's TV right there. Thank God he wasn't in his rig. See if we can find us a good spot. See this one right here. I might have to go down and around for it though. Wait, there's this one right here. Actually, straight back. I'll take it, honestly. turn sharper to the left. Otherwise I'm gonna risk hitting this fucking... We have made it successfully to the truck stop. It's been one hell of a night. But you know what? That's okay. So, yeah. Turn that off. Well, this is where the vlog is going to end, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and go off duty, do my post trip. Go off duty, get some sleep. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing and leave a like. You know, this is the first episode of the Long Haul Show, so you know, hopefully you guys will enjoy it. But I'll catch y'all later. Peace.